Hey, Mrs. P, can I show you something?
What is this?
Describe to the people what you think you're looking at right now.
A clay sculpture. It looks like you hugging Gavin Newsom.
That's actually Jesus Christ holding Charlie Kirk.
Okay, now I have more questions.
And I have answers because let me tell you something, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
I opened up a lot of tabs the second I saw this image. And you know where they led me to?
Where?
Domino's Pizza. We're going to talk about how Domino's Pizza is funding a fascist Catholic university.
Too many times. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table. This week's episode, Mrs. P, is all about that insane sculpture. It's a bust of Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah.
Because I got to make sure.
Okay.
All right. Jesus of Nazareth. He's big spooning Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
And I had to actually have it explained to me that was Charlie Kirk because much like the Cristiano Ronaldo statue, the bronze one from a while ago that looks crazy, it didn't look like him at all. When I saw that and they were like, that's Charlie Kirk, I'm like, that's not even his haircut.
No.
That's not even his hairline.
No.
Jesus straight up looked like me.
Yeah.
Before I had my beard
Jesus is
trimmed.
also furrowing his brow. Like he's a little upset.
The other thing that I haven't told you about this sculpture
Okay.
is obviously this is a sculpture about a Jewish Palestinian who is big spooning an American evangelical.
Yep.
That was commissioned by a Catholic university and sculpted by a Canadian.
There's a lot of things not lining there.
Yeah, but the thing is all of this has been paid for by the founders of Domino's, Tom Monaghan.
I'm going to need you to explain that to me.
The Domino's Pizza?
I've never actually had Domino's.
Because since then, you got diagnosed.
I got diagnosed with celiac like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't have anything with gluten.
Yeah.
And if anybody's ever been into a Domino's, they're literally just throwing gluten in the air.
Are they?
No, you walk in, there's like, gluten. They're like, we hate woke. Anyway.
Wait, what?
No, we're going to get into all of that.
Celiac's woke?
It's for some
Did
people.
I catch a disease of woke?
Yeah, remember, your grandfather famously didn't believe in it until that one lit bitch from the View got it.
Oh, right. Hasselback.
Yeah,
Elizabeth
Hasselback. Yeah, her grandfather did not believe that her celiac was real.
Yeah.
He thought it was just like peanut allergies.
Yeah,
a woke, made-up thing
Yeah.
that was being thrown out there to destroy wheat farmers.
Yep, that's what he said.
And then Elizabeth Hasselback on The View got it, and she's a conservative.
Yeah.
Used to fight with Rosie O'Donnell. And then I was there. He was like, oh, you know who else has the same disease as you that's real now? Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and her politics are the same as mine. So now I believe you.
And then the real sucker punch came a year or two later when my nephew got diagnosed with it.
Yep.
And since a boy in the family got it, Skedio.
Exactly.
Then there were gluten-free Oreos everywhere.
Yeah.
Gluten-free pasta everywhere. Me, poisoned for years.
For years.
I was getting sick.
But let's talk about.
Let's not talk about family politics before Thanksgiving.
No, you're really. But honestly, we're teeing people up. We're getting them ready. We're getting them hype. Okay.
For Tom Monaghan.
No. Okay. Real fast though. No. Let's talk to the people.
Okay.
All right. I know we need to get into this, but it is the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
So I want to just real list to everybody who's driving right now. Maybe you're at the airport. Maybe you're just down the street from your family and you're about to go see them. You got this. Okay. You got this. And you have information this time when you're going to go in there. You're going to go see your MAGA family. Just ask them. How about them emails? Huh? How about them emails? Because the board, as many of you saw in Crashing Out with Phil DeFranco this week, the board's been upgraded, everybody. The Epstein files, they're coming out in drips and drabs. We got time.
Can I talk to you about how many messages I got?
Oh, I know.
Inboxed, DM'd.
I know.
I got tagged. Hundreds of thousands of people going, Mrs. Promania, the board is loose. He has the board on Crashing Out.
Yeah. He was talking to me like the Green Goblin mask.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I had to go find it.
Yeah. Also, he got the printer working.
I
so
did.
I'm pretty proud of
Look
him.
at that.
I'm pretty proud of you
Look
for
at
getting
that.
the printer working.
Yeah. There's a picture of Trump and Bill Clinton.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Best buds.
Yeah.
Best bubbas.
Best bubbas. Anyway, just look at your uncle. When your uncle says some weird shit, just look at him as we talked about on Crashing Out. Just say, how Bubba Dick taste? And just see how it goes.
Whoa. And then be like, pass the mashed potatoes.
Pass the cranberry sauce. Okay, now let's go ahead. We're going to start real fast because
Okay.
you've already brought up some of your family.
Yeah.
And there's actually a tie-in here to your family history that I know of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah.
All right, so Tom Monaghan and his brother Jim, they are
Jim.
actually the true founders of Domino's. And Tom and his brother, they both lost their father in 1941.
Okay.
Okay, their dad passed when Tom was very young. His now single mother couldn't handle raising the two boys alone, so she sent them into a Catholic orphanage for 6 years.
Yeah.
Both the boys went there. And this actually, especially in the 40s, was a pretty common practice, especially if you had children that you couldn't raise on your own. It was more like a foster system than anything else, but the expectation being you were going to get your kids back.
Yeah, that actually, this is what you're talking about with
Yeah.
my family. My grandfather also was, when my grandmother came over from Russia, that on that side of the family, she had multiple children, and there was a point in time where she was so destitute, she couldn't take care of all the kids. So my grandfather was also put in a Catholic orphanage for a year or two, and then she came and got him. But yeah, it was very much like, can you hold this for me?
Yes.
I'll be back.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is like this moment for Tom Monaghan actually did very similar things as for your grandfather, which is like instilled a lifelong passion for Catholicism. And because he had in his formative years, like we're talking about the age from 6 to 12, his formative years, he was surrounded every moment of every day by like heavy Catholicism and nuns. And actually, these were the Felician Sisters of Livonia.
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't open a tab on that.
Wow.
I was like,
you didn't open a tab on the Felician Sisters of Livonia?
I need you to understand this is going to go to places you can't expect. So I had to let that one go. But because of this moment right there, one of the Felician Sisters of Livonia inspired Tom to not only get deeper into Catholicism, but inspired him to want to become a Catholic priest.
That's crazy. I also was deeply entrenched in Catholic culture from spending over a decade in Catholic school.
Yep.
And I didn't wake up and go, you know what I want to do?
No.
Get more into this.
No. In fact, what you did is you woke up one day, you're like, how do I get my names off the rolls? They said, oh, we hid that.
Can't do it
You
anymore.
can't do that anymore.
They changed the rules.
Too many people did that. Too many people did that. But then recently I saw that the Pope and a bunch of bishops are fighting with J.D. Vance and actually marching on ICE facilities. And I actually, I declared something off camera that you told me I'm not allowed to say.
What's that?
That I might convert to Catholicism if the Pope in Rome excommunicates J.D. Vance.
Look in the camera and say it.
Pope Leo, my soul is yours if you excommunicate the heretic J.D. Vance, if that is his real name, and it's not, and we know it. It's definitely not his baptismal name. It's definitely not his confirmation name.
Yeah.
Pope, release the J.D. Vance confirmation files name. Release it. The board needs additions. We need to add it to the... Okay, that's going to be a good Instagram clip. Yeah. Okay. Now, when he was an older man, older young man.
Yeah, older young man,
which
Got
is a
it.
crazy sentence. It's like saying underage woman. Older young man. He, went into the seminary.
Okay.
And because he wanted to do it, but he later said that he didn't really have the passion for it when he entered the seminary. But at this point, it was one of those things where he'd always said he was going to do it, so he was doing it.
Yeah.
And he
sunk cost fallacy to the seminary?
Yes, when what he said in an interview later was, quote, I wanted to be a priest from the time I was in the 2nd grade. Then I sat behind this girl in the 7th grade and I completely forgot about it.
There it is.
Yeah, 100%. So he went into seminary, but they had to kick him out.
Because he was like, girls.
No, he was, because again, it's all men. It's a seminary, so it's all men there.
Yeah.
It's a Catholic seminary. He kept starting pillow fights, and he kept whispering during periods of silence, and he got so many demerits, they kicked him out of the priesthood.
Yay, that was like me in high school.
Yeah.
Except without the pillow fights and the whispering.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of demerits.
I want to let you know, this right here is about the last moment you're going to think this man is cool. From this moment forward, it is like, oh man, Tom Monaghan.
I'm sorry, you're going to get kicked out of seminary for pillow fights?
Bro.
For pillow fights? Unless the pillow is filled with nickels? What are we talking about?
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is this is also a crazy time for Catholic priests. priests. We are lining all these up because this is like the 1960s.
Yeah.
And, Catholic priests from the 60s, they then become priests in the 80s and 90s. We know where the rest of that story goes, but Tom isn't a part of that, okay?
No,
and
he got
we're going to
kicked
get
out.
into what Tom chose to do, obviously founding Domino's, after this message. Let's get back to Tom Monaghan. Now, I told you his dream was to be a priest.
Yeah.
Tom actually had another passion,
Okay.
and it still isn't pizza.
It's not pizza.
It's architecture.
What?
Tom desperately wanted to be in architecture. He was a huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Okay.
The architect did Falling Water and a bunch of other different
Yeah.
things. We've talked about him before. Tom really wanted to study architecture at the University of Michigan.
All
Because
right.
all of this whole time, by the way, we've been in Michigan. Place
We've
I've never
been in
been.
Michigan this
Yeah.
whole time?
This whole time, the story has been taking
Love
place
Michigan.
in Michigan.
Right near some Great Lakes.
Yeah, right near some Great Lakes. Superior ones at that. But he could not get together the money. Tom couldn't afford the money to go to school, which
Yeah.
is crazy because we're talking about 1960. And I
School
think
was
college was
school was a pillow of nickels.
it was a summer job. You could afford college. So what happened was Tom and his brother, instead of him going to architecture school at the
Okay.
University of Michigan, they bought a pizzeria.
That's it. You know what? I understand.
Yep.
But also crazy choice.
Can I tell you how much the pizzeria cost?
Yes.
It cost $900 for an entire pizzeria.
Are you kidding me?
And the pizzeria was called Dominic's.
Dominic's.
D-O-M-I, lowercase, capital N, Nix.
The Italian Christmas donkey.
Hee-haw, hee-haw, Italian. Oh my God. Can I tell you, there's people out there who've never heard that song.
Shut up.
Oh, I know, because I never heard it until I met you.
Oh, really?
Until I went to one of your weird fucking Catholic Christmases and you guys started putting on these weird vinyl records. It was also, I also think it's like a Philly East Coast thing. This is definitely not, I never heard it in North Carolina. I never heard it in the Midwest. I never heard it in New Mexico.
Google it. Get on iTunes, baby. Jiggity jig.
Hee-haw, hee-haw,
The Italian
Dominic
Christmas
the donkey. Yeah, it's a crazy, it is like, it's one of those songs where like, you're supposed to be like, yeah, mama, stop putting that on. You're embarrassing me in front of my girl. She's a Presbyterian.
I used to work at an Italian restaurant
play it all
called
the time.
Guido's. And they
Of course it
played,
was.
they played it. It was like every fifth song once November hit.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, it's one of those ones that was just like burned in my brain.
But here's what's crazy. So I worked at an Italian restaurant, again,
Yeah.
around Christmas time, and this was back in the early 2000s. They didn't play any of this because they weren't Italian Americans. They were actually off the boat Italians.
Got it.
Right? And then when I
No.
went in the back, when I went in the kitchen, they were just playing Feliz Navidad.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
for
because
sure.
it was in the back, it was all Ecuadorians and Guatemalans.
Yeah.
And out front was Tony.
Yeah.
And straight off the boat from Florence. And he'd be like, what, you want a pizza? You want a shit take mushroom on your pizzas? You meant to say shiitake. Anyway, they buy a pizzeria, Dominic's.
$900.
$900. Within
That's
a
like
year,
an iPhone.
Yeah.
They bought a pizzeria for an iPhone.
For a modern day iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. So what they did is within a year, his brother Jim left the business. He traded his share in the business for Tom Monaghan's Volkswagen Beetle. He said, listen, you give me your car and you can have the rest of the business.
Okay, shut up. Okay. So let's say we got two guys, they get together, they combine their funds, they buy a pizza shop for the cost of an iPhone. One of them is like, listen, I'm going to give you 100% of it. Just give me the car, which in this case is a Beetle. So this guy got a Volkswagen Beetle for $450.
Basically, yeah.
All right. I'm mad
He was
again.
like, I'd rather be in.
And these are the fuckers that are always like, these millennials got to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
You have $450 car?
Yeah. Oh, you want to get mad? You want to get mad? One time I watched the when The Price is Right, their big, I want to say it was like their 30th anniversary show. This is back when Bob Barker was still there telling us to spade and neuter our pets. Bob Barker.
Did you say spade?
Yeah.
It's spay.
Spay?
It's spay.
Spade them anyway. I've been listening to a podcast. No, I've been listening to a podcast about World War I. All right. So I'm thinking about digging trenches right now. You're right. It's spay. Anyway. I'm no good. We talked about this one at the after party, our parasocial paywall podcast on Promania500.net about how I correct you all the time.
Yeah.
Because you say anecdote, you say antidote instead of anecdote.
Yeah.
And I just said spade and neuter. This is why I want you to correct me when I say something wrong.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Give me your hand.
I love you.
I love you too. All right, now listen. when I was watching that, Price
Okay.
is Right, it was like the first car they ever gave away, $1,100.
Are you kidding me right now?
It was $1,100 car. It was like, and this is like the late 70s.
Okay.
And it was like, yeah, it's like, and it was a Ford. It wasn't like some made up, like, oh, it's this weird East German car.
Rent payment for a 1-bedroom.
What are you talking about?
The-
A 1-bedroom now is like $2,000, depending on where you are.
Okay.
Like I looked up the apartment that when we first started dating. I had a 1-bedroom apartment,
Yeah.
and I was paying $675 for in I think that was 2012.
Yeah.
That I looked up that exact apartment because it's up right now.
Yeah.
They want $2,200 for that place now.
What? That much?
Yeah, that place with the wood paneling and the murder bathroom. And the downstairs neighbor who was constantly fighting, and the upstairs neighbor that sounded like an elephant.
It was a good location, though. It was
Great location.
It was real
Couldn't
close
fight.
to the subway.
It was so close to
it
the
was a
subway.
good location.
It was a great. Honestly, I think about it all the time.
Why? Was that why you were Googling it? You're like, I'm moving back to the city.
You know what? You asked me to do the dishes, and I was like, I could just leave.
I could go back to
I
the
had.
city.
Can I tell you? Back then, I had 1 plate, 1 fork, 1 knife, and 1 spoon. That was. I heard from Larry
You had
David.
a leather recliner.
I had a
in the
leather
middle of
lazy
the
boy.
room.
Yep, middle of the room, a TV, and a bucket of pretzels. She came over to my house, my apartment. We had just been dating, like 2 months?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, come over to my place. You came over and you were like, this is the saddest place
So
I've
I
ever
was like,
been.
this is really sad.
You have a single chair. And I was like, who else needs to be here? The TV was up, though. The TV was not on the floor.
The TV
That's what
was
it's truly
on you.
said.
Yeah, okay.
I had an actual TV stand. And my mattress was on a frame.
That's true.
Because I had bed bugs before and I knew you didn't want it on the flat ground. Okay, enough. We're not here. We're talking about 1960.
We're back in 1960. Let's go.
Tom Monaghan
Got it.
sells buys half the business for a car.
For a car.
5 years later, we're going to
Okay.
fast forward 1965.
Sure.
Tom is now, it's going great.
Yeah.
The pizza parlors, the pizzerias, he's expanding. He's bought 2 more pizzerias because
Okay.
everyone just loves the Dominic's, and they love the way he's running the system. But the original owner of Dominic's still owed the name.
Oh.
And so Tom was like, hey, I want all of these need to be branded the same thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need people because someone who travels, I want them to know there's a Dominic's over here. And the owner's like, no, I don't want you to use it on the new locations.
Huh.
So he's sitting around and Tom is talking about it with one of his employees.
Okay.
And his employee says, oh, so he gave you a Domino's.
Oh, okay.
Dominic's gave you a Domino's, and Tom
Got
loves
it.
it so much, he immediately changed all the corporate ownership to Domino's Pizza Inc.
And doesn't pay that guy anything for the idea.
I couldn't find anything about it. But
That's
it
how
feels,
you know he did it.
It feels very much like the Nike swoosh. I think it's the Nike swoosh, and I don't know if Just Do It, but the Nike swoosh was a random lady who worked there. There's a lot of different things about this, about corporations in general, where some random person comes up with oh, this thing, and then it just throws it out there, and then some random guy's like, oh.
Never give an idea away for free. Make sure you're getting paid for any idea.
Be silent during every meeting and poop at work. Okay, moving on. Over the next 13 years,
Okay.
Domino's Pizza Inc. expands to over 200 stores all across the Midwest.
Okay. It's
That's a rapid expansion,
That's big.
especially for back then.
Yeah.
But you need to know about this because they're beginning to use the franchise system, similar to McDonald's.
Yeah.
So they're building in that sort of way.
So I could buy my own Domino's
You can.
for $450.
Not for that much. It would be for much, much more than that. So this expansion keeps going on. And then Domino's Pizza Inc. gets sued in 1975 for trademark infringement.
Against who? I'm sorry, not against, but by who?
By who? I want to take a guess. Who would sue Domino?
Domino.
Sugar.
Sugar, right. But they're not
Domino
the same
sugar.
thing, though. It's pizza and sugar. You have to be the same.
Exactly. But Domino Sugar has a lot of money.
I was about to say, Sugar got money.
Sugar got money. They got the
got
sugar
money.
cartels. They got sugar plantations. They got all sugar.
Big sugar, as they call it.
Big sugar.
And the battle with big corn syrup.
Yep, right there. And so they go into litigation from 1975 through 1980.
Okay, 5 years.
5 years, and it gets tied up forever. And during this time, there is a moment where Domino's Pizza Incorporated almost ceases to be.
Really?
Their still pizza sales are doing great, but they almost changed the name. And actually, while they are still expanding during this time, and they start testing a new name, Pizza Dispatch.
Pizza Dispatch.
Yeah.
Number one, I hate that name.
It's an awful name.
I hate
It's
that
so
name.
much worse than
but
Domino's.
why would they call it that?
Because their big thing is delivery. Their big thing is delivery. It's not so much. It's just like McDonald's with Domino's. The idea is you if you're traveling, especially. Everywhere you go, a Domino's pizza is going to be the same. They're baking pizza at scale, but also delivery was really, really getting bigger. Calling up a place and putting in an order and having pizza delivered and getting and like building out things. So the idea wasn't so much that you went to Domino's because the pizza was good. You went to Domino's like it was a central dispatch to get the food. It was a place where you knew, much like Amazon. You don't go to Amazon because or Starbucks or any of these other different places. You go to them because logistically they have it together.
It's a pizza logistics company.
It's 100%.
He's the Jeff Bezos of pizza logistics.
Yes. Okay. Just if not more evil.
More evil?
You have no idea where this goes. Okay? But what you need to know is in 1980, Domino's Pizza Inc. wins.
Okay,
they win because
pizza's different than sugar.
Because pizza's different than sugar, and they basically, the judge and all the different lawsuits, everything came down to, they're like, these are separate things. Yes, they're both foods, but one is an ingredient and the other is the end item. Yeah. And they never really go too often about just Domino's itself. They're always Domino's Pizza, blah, 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 your Domino's sugar, blah.
Yeah.
So in 1984,
Great year.
Amazing year.
So I know two people that are awesome that were born that year.
I know.
Let's go.
So good they named a book after it.
Wait.
1984, Domino's is now expanding worldwide.
Okay.
They're expanding across
So now
the country
other people
and
have to suffer with the flavors of Domino's.
Yes. And Tom begins construction of one of his biggest dreams.
What's that?
The Domino's headquarters, where all operations of Domino's will be handled. And this has been designed in the style of Frank Lloyd Wright.
What?
And it's called Domino's Farms. I bet you think you're being safe on the internet. Well, I'm here to tell you, you probably are leaving a trail right to your front door. Every day when you surf on the web, whether it be to go to an app for a fast food place or just go get a delivery for an item for your Christmas shopping list, you're leaving little pieces of information about yourself. Those little specks of data build up into a trail. Those trails get put into a file, and that file gets sold by data brokers and people finder websites. And you know who's purchasing those? Anyone at all. That's why you need to yell, delete me. And I want to tell you here today about a special program that Mrs. P and I have been using for quite a long time to protect ourselves. You can go to joindeleteme.com/pearlmania20 today to save 20% off a subscription to make sure that Delete Me privacy specialists will go through and help scrub you from data broker websites and people finder websites all across the web. Go to joindeleteme.com/pearlmania20 for more information, find out how to get access to the dashboard, and see how they'll be able to help keep your information out of horrible hands. JoinDeleteMe.com/PearlMania20. So, Mrs. P, we were in 1984.
Yeah.
He's built Domino's Farms. And we're going to come back.
But the Domino's Farms, I just have to say, is a weird name.
It's a crazy name.
Because, there's Turkey Hill Farms near us, right?
Yeah.
That's a place, Turkey Hill makes ice cream and milk and cheese. Turkey Hill's Farms makes sense because we're talking about cows. But, Domino's Farms doesn't make sense. I understand there's cheese, but there's also bread and sauce. And, their whole branding isn't around the agricultural aspect of pizza.
Oh, you forgot about the bison.
What do you mean the bison?
They have bison.
Why would they have
Domino's
bison
Farms.
there?
The place is massive. It is it's on the outskirts of Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay.
It's out, if you're looking at Ann Arbor, and Mr. Third will throw a map up that I have here. If you're looking at it, it's at the top right corner of the screen. So it's in the northeast corner.
Okay.
Right there. And then when you zoom in on it, it's a massive, massive complex.
Okay.
It's over 300 acres. It's about 2 miles tall by 1 mile wide.
He built a Jeffree Star yak farm.
Yes, very, very similar, very similar. But we're gonna get back to Domino's Farms here in a minute, okay? Because I want to just fast forward a little bit to 1998.
1998,
because
got it.
This is when Domino's Farms begins to become very important.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because Domino's Farms, again, remember I said he was super into architecture.
Yeah.
This is part of what he was really into. In 1998, at this point, Domino's is a worldwide force in pizza and fast food. Okay. Thousands of locations internationally. They are, I believe they were then, and they are now, the number one fast food pizza company in the world.
Really?
Number one is Domino's. Number two is Pizza Hut. Number three is Little Caesars.
Okay.
In that order. I think Papa John's is fourth, but because of Papa, that's really Shaq's company now.
Yeah.
It should be Papa Shaq's.
Papa Shaq's would be a great rebrand.
It would be a great rebrand. They basically already done that. But anyway, Tom is sitting there looking. He has this massive company. He is in his 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He is 62 years old. He would argue he's 63. We'll talk about that. And he is sitting around and he gets an offer.
Okay.
An offer he can't refuse.
What's that?
Domino's sells to a private equity firm.
I was gonna joke with you that did private equity buy it?
It was private equity. It wasn't any private equity either. It was probably one of the most famous private equity firms from a few years ago, Bain Capital.
Wait, Bane? It's called Bane?
Yeah, okay.
Like after the Batman guy?
No,
Are you sure?
it's not.
Because private equity is evil, and Bane's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in control?
What a beautiful singing voice. No, it is. The fact that that's your go-to for Bane is the hand behind the neck is terrifying. That says so much about you. That says so much about you that was your moment. You could have gone with somebody. They have to find a body. Like you could have gone with that instead. You went with you feel with the control. I feel like you just. Can I tell you, Mrs. P? I feel like you let the people a little bit too into our bedroom in that moment. Now, okay, Bain Capital is the company that killed KB Toys.
Oh.
This is the company that Mitt Romney worked for and was brought up repeatedly during the 2012 presidential election when he went up against Barack Obama.
Okay.
Bain Capital is traditionally a vulture capital firm who comes in, strips a company for parts. They do leverage buyouts, all these other different things, and then gobble up all the money, spread it back out to the investors and into the general fund to then gobble up more things.
Yeah.
Tom Monaghan sold 93% of the company.
Oh, so
Because remember, he's the only owner.
Yeah.
So he sold 93% of the company to Bain Capital for nearly $1 billion.
So did he just keep 7%?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Well, he got the 100% of 7%.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. But yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
And he walked away from day-to-day operations at that point.
Yeah, so he has a voting interest.
Yes, he was
but
still
he's not,
he was still connected to the board and all these different things.
Yeah. Okay.
Domino's eventually Bain actually took them public.
Okay.
In 2004. Bain, figured out it was actually worth more than stripping this one down and destroying it. So 2004, they went public. They closed their first day of trading at $14.25. As of this recording, a share of Domino's was worth $405.45.
Fucking son of a bitch. All right, in 2004, did I have $14.25?
I'm going to guess no.
I probably didn't.
Because you know why? You were too busy.
I was busy, baby.
You were busy?
Ooh, what are they called? The PBR with the shot? It was like $4.
You're talking about
citywide. A citywide was
$5.
They were $4 in 2004.
Okay, well, when I got there, they were $5.
Yeah, they were $4.
They held $5 for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then fucking Trump showed up. Yeah, put the I did that sticker.
Because it used to be that if you put down a $5, the dollar tip was in there. That's why I remember.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because it was like, give me a $5 and give me a citywide. And then, so
In Philadelphia, specifically Philadelphia, was a PBR and
a shot of Jim Beam. Or
Jameson.
Jack Daniels.
It was Jameson.
Jameson? It really depends on where you
Depending
were.
where I used to get a black and blue, which is a PBR to shot of Jägermeister.
I can't even believe you talk about that.
I don't care. I still love Jägermeister. I don't get Jägermeister. Me never had a problem. We never had a problem.
No.
Jägermeister, Fireball, tequila. We friends.
White Claw Mango.
Fuck it. Let's talk about it. I got heartburn medication just so I could drink it. It burns. It would burn so bad. White Claw was actually what finally sent me to the doctors.
Yeah.
You hear that, ZocDoc? All right, anyway, I'm just referencing sponsors at this point because we've been thankful for them and our Patreons. Mainly
Shout
our
out.
Patreons.
Shout out.
Shout out to all the Patreons out there. All right, now, Mrs. P. This moment when he sells to Bain Capital.
Yeah.
This is the moment that Tom Monaghan, I would say, releases himself from the cocoon of sanity.
Oh. Okay.
He turns immediately into an insane billionaire, like
Well,
Elon
there's
Musk
a thing
level.
about like older. I'm assuming this is a Caucasian man we're talking about.
Yeah, his name's Tom Monaghan.
There's just something about older Caucasian men that once they retire, they go a little cuckoo bananas. They got a lot of free time. They don't know what to do with it. They got access to money and nothing else.
Well, the thing is also Tom has this thing, much like many of these. We've talked about when we were I did the episode about the Mellon family.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about with like the Carnegies and other different people, Henry Ford, all these different guys. I was good at pizza, therefore I'm good at everything else.
Yes.
And this is a direct quote from Tom, okay? He said that everything up until this moment, everything we've talked about for the last 20-so minutes of this episode have been a prelude. Quote, this has been but a prelude to what he calls the main event of his life, his philanthropic support of Roman Catholic causes.
Okay. I don't feel like you need that much energy. You just retire and then start donating to the church.
When Tom was being interviewed in 1999, right as he's closing the deal, he was standing in the office of his Domino's Farms headquarters. And he said to a reporter, quote, this may sound kind of wrong if it's said wrong, but there's a lot of philanthropy out there, a lot of people giving money to social causes like fighting poverty or to medical research. These are all very good things, but I don't think they're as important as helping people get to heaven.
Okay. So, we're...
All the problems that we hear about, the school system, teen pregnancy, crime, drugs, on and on. When people talk about these things, they usually blame them on the breakdown in the family, but they never go to the next step and ask why. Why breakdown in the family? It has to be because of the lack of religion.
I'm gonna... Tom, come over here, Tom. I gotta say something to you, Tom.
Bring it in.
Tom... as someone who did go to Catholic school, we've talked about this.
Yes,
and I
many
think
times.
in a recent episode, I talked about how there was a daycare in my high school, and people were like, oh, for the teachers? And I said, oh, no, that's not what I meant. I went to Catholic school, specifically Catholic high school, and all the things you mentioned, teen pregnancy, crime, drugs, on and on, happened in my high school every single day. My high school was one of the first high schools in the Philadelphia area in the country to have an overdose from Percocets, because Percocets were released into my neighborhood by a pharmacist who realized he could make a lot of money off of that. And so he got an entire generation addicted to perks. And
this was all after you started giving money, Tom.
Yeah.
This is actually like...
This was in my Catholic high school, all of the things you just said, and it wasn't a lack of religion. We had like 2 religion classes a day.
Yeah, she didn't even learn algebra.
No.
They taught her about cherubims instead of algebra.
Yeah,
That's
makes
a type,
sense.
cherubim, seraphim. Did you guys know there's multiple types of angels?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you knew. You knew. And
But
some of the
math,
people...
I don't know.
Math? No, legit. It was crazy. There was a day when Mrs. P... I don't want to talk too far out of turn.
Yeah.
But when you got into the community college of Philadelphia, you got in and they were like, yeah, you got to take a placement test. And then you sat down. They were like, oh, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, you were a victim. And then you and I sat there and I tutored you in
basic algebra.
I would say like pre-algebra.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, I learned this in 7th grade. And you were like, but do you know which saint to pray for when you're looking for parking? It's a real thing.
It's St. Anthony.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. So Tom, during this interview, also stated he entered into his own philanthropic pledge. You probably heard about this from other billionaires out there who have said that they want to give away all their money. They'll leave a certain amount to their kids, blah, blah, blah. Tom claimed that he would spend the next 20 years because he knew immediately. He's like, I know I'm going to be alive for the next 20 years.
Okay.
He's 62. He would argue 63. He stated that he was going to spend the next 20 years giving away the majority of his money to Catholic causes through his Ave Maria Foundation.
Okay, why not just give the bulk and then go live in a ranch house somewhere?
No, because Tom wants to make sure, because Tom understands. You see? Tom understands pizza. Tom was there when they found the Noid. Tom knows. You can't just trust. And in his words, too, he also saw, there was a lot of like hippies running around the Catholic Church. You got to remember, we're talking about liberation theology, especially in South America, when Ronald Reagan and other conservatives in the CIA started murdering Catholic nuns because they talked a little bit too much about how Jesus didn't want people to hoard wealth. All of this different types of things like that. See, the thing is like Tom also feels very strongly of he really wants to take his religion, his hardline Catholic beliefs, and mix them with conservative causes. The biggest thing that he is truly against is abortion.
Okay.
Tom is vehemently anti-abortion. So much so, in fact, before this moment, going back into the 80s, the National Organization for Women organized a national boycott against Domino's.
Really?
There was a long-standing Domino's boycott. The same way there's right now a Starbucks boycott, where I was just out in the streets with Starbucks employees and the Starbucks Workers Union standing out, blockading the Starbucks distribution center for the entire Northeast in York, Pennsylvania. National Organization for Women, they were out there like telling people don't support Domino's. They were speaking out against channels and sporting events that had Domino's corporate sponsorships and doing more things because they knew that anyone who bought Domino's pizza was eventually paying for the downfall of Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
And for the support of anti-choice politicians. Basically, they were right. They were like, hey, if you eat this pizza today,
Yep.
in 2022, we're all going to have a sad week.
Yeah.
And then a lot of women are going to bleed out in parking lots.
Yeah.
And then Jill Stein said, shut up. Anyway, this is the one thing I need you to know, though.
Okay.
Before is that I keep saying this thing, that Tom was 62.
Yeah, I keep wondering why doesn't he know his own age?
So Tom is so anti-abortion that he believes his birth date is actually the date of his conception.
So his birth date was the day his parents fucked?
His birth date is daddy nut date.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
And he did the math.
That's crazy.
He did the math.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's real weird.
It is real weird. It is real weird. And you know
Also,
what?
you're adding a year?
Well, I mean, he was adding 9 months.
Well, I mean...
But it's like, that's the thing, is like, you don't know the exact, like your mom would know the exact, hopefully your mom would know the exact moment.
No.
But like you should, like that's weird.
you don't need to know that.
Yeah.
You need to block that out of your
Yeah,
memory.
that's kind of the thing. And he's out here just like, no, at this time, it was 4:15 in the afternoon. My dad's balls contracted. Anyway, let's take a break.
Yeah,
so
I need one.
we can clean our minds,
Yeah.
clean our palates, and when we come back,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about why it's important that I kept mentioning Domino Farms, because while Tom sold the company,
Yeah.
he kept the farm. Start your healthier life with just one scoop with AG1 Next Gen. AG1 is clinically shown to support gut health and fill common nutrient gaps. It even has 5 probiotic strains and over 75 vitamins and minerals. Available in 4 great flavors, AG1 is easy to add to your daily morning routine. Just scoop and add to 8 to 12 ounces of cold water and give it a mix. And you know who's been giving it a mix a lot? Mrs. P.
That's true. I feel great when I remember to drink it in the morning. The thing is, I forget to take my multivitamins. I forget to eat breakfast sometimes. I'm just very busy. And on the mornings that I remember to make myself an AG1 and maybe eat a little breakfast, I feel incredible because it's just filling in these little gaps of like things I'm missing.
Exactly. Feel like your best self again with AG1. Head to drinkag1.com/tabs and get a free welcome kit with an AG1 Flavor Sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you first subscribe. drinkag1.com/tabs. Domino's Farms becomes very important once we start talking about the Ave Maria Foundation.
The nonprofit he started.
Yes, if you look again on the map that I showed you of Domino's Farms itself, there is actually a street inside Domino's Farms called Ave Maria Drive.
Okay.
This is a big part. He's been very much, and you as a Catholic know Ave Maria.
Yeah, it's a song we sing.
Yeah, no, but it means like what, like Our Mary?
Yeah, you're praying to Mary.
Yeah, Mary, the Virgin Mary.
Yeah. Jesus' mom.
Yeah, you know, because God needed to get with a teenager for some reason. Is God in the Epstein files?
Okay. We're not talking about the Epstein files.
No, because but
for
real fast-
one episode.
Okay, no,
For
but
one episode.
I just want to say it's Catholic doctrine. It's a Catholic doctrine.
Oh, no.
The Lord
Pepe
God.
P3 is here.
He sent the archangel down to the Mary, and he said, "Hey, Mary, you're gonna be pregnant with a baby. I know you're just a child. 12, 13-year-old little girl, and you're married to an old man. You're married to an old man, Mary. You're married, and then the Annunciation of the Jesus. And there's a lot of art about this, explaining it all away. Look at me, I explained it all away like a redacted files from the Epstein files. Anyway, thank you, Pepe Pizzeria.
Well, it makes sense he's here because it's a pizza episode.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, Tom decided to use the Ave Maria Foundation as his personal Catholic slush fund that he could give widely to many Catholic charities, but also so he could fulfill his dream of Ave Maria University.
Okay, so he's going to build a university.
He's going to build a Catholic university. And this Catholic university is going to be his answer to the liberal woke bullshit coming from the University of Michigan.
Isn't that where he went?
Yeah, it's where he went for like a minute, but he couldn't afford. But also in general, Tom is, remember, he's from the 60s. Mm-hmm. So he's watched culture shift. Gay people are out here holding hands.
They got
women are wearing pants.
Hair.
Women are wearing pants.
I hate women that wear pants.
They have jobs.
I'm wearing pre-ripped jeans.
I know, I'm so mad about it. But all of these different things is part of Tom wanting to found this Catholic university because much like other guys too, he's taking notes from guys like Jerry Falwell with Liberty University. He's taking notes from the Mormons with like Brigham Young and all of these other different things. One of the big fights we have right now where currently the Trump administration is trying to destroy the Department of Education, that is because these grifters, especially religious grifters, did so much of this in the late 70s where they came in and created these fake schools.
I do just want to quickly just be like, this is crazy behavior in my mind because Catholicism, Catholics, we have universities.
Yes.
We have like, just around here, we have like Villanova, Drexel, like Drexel's Catholic, right? I don't know.
Yeah, Drexel's Catholic.
But like, we have Catholic institution universities across the country. You don't need to start one.
They're woke. Anyway, that's the answer to everything, by the way.
I mean, we did make a woke pope.
Yeah, there's a woke pope. He's from Chicago, and he went to Villanova.
Hey, shout out.
And the last pope, a little woke.
Yeah.
He's a Francis was a little woke.
So
he has little moments here or there, you know. But there's a lot of these guys, especially when it comes to rich guys. And again, you have to just keep this in mind. He's very rich.
Yeah.
So you can't tell him nothing. That's the problem, all right? There's a thing. It's like you either have a certain amount of talent or you have a certain amount of money, and then nobody can tell you nothing.
Yeah.
All right?
It's a problem I'm up against.
It's a huge problem you're up against. And once we have enough money, I will go away. I will go away. So Tom decided that he wanted to build Ave Maria University.
Did he get the blessing from the Catholic Church?
I couldn't really find too much about this side of it. Like there are some things in there about the founding and everything.
Yeah.
It's under Catholic principles a lot. There's a lot of weirdness tied in. But, and again, he's giving a lot of money to the church. So it's kind of one of those,
like, let him do what he wants.
It's like when a rich guy buys a wing of a hospital. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We won't notice which plane he flew in on. Anyway, real fast, because somebody mentioned it. Like, a lot of people mentioned like how often Trump flew on Epstein's plane.
Yeah.
Nobody's asked how many times Epstein's flown on Trump's plane. I just want to throw that out there. Okay. Now, Tom wants to build Ave Maria University on some of the open land he has at Domino's Farms.
Okay.
Nobody can tell him nothing because he owns the land.
Yeah.
Except somebody can tell him something. The local government.
Oh, boo. I hate local government.
And then we fall immediately into permitting hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Licensing.
So
inspection, permits.
Tom does go and buy two
bureaucracy.
Tom buys two abandoned elementary schools in the general vicinity, and he opens the university immediately.
In the elementary schools?
He opens them, and he uses the elementary schools as the facility buildings.
Got it.
And you see this sometimes with a lot, especially these startup universities. Barry Weiss has one in Austin that she set up. That's again being funded by billionaires. There's others. This is not weird. I want to be clear about how not weird this is.
No. It's weird. It's just widely accepted.
No. It's actually happened so often that us not knowing about it is weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
the action of him doing this is he's just doing shit that other rich people do.
Yeah.
Like rich people, usually they don't do it themselves. Usually it's not them. Usually they have some weird toady they spent a lot of money to, but he does do a part of this. But he opens a school, especially the law school, because his big part of this is he really wants to overturn Roe v. Wade, and he really wants to do a bunch of other stuff. And again, that's a big part of Liberty University and others. So he wants to create lawyers that are being trained to do law this way.
Oh my God.
You're getting a headache?
Yeah.
Okay. So he opens it into 2 schools. And then it goes into the permitting hell. And it finally, after a bunch of years, it completely falls through.
The school falls through.
The school to be built at Domino's Farms falls through.
Okay. I can hear the subtext in your tone.
This isn't the only other thing that fall through, actually, at Domino's Farms.
Okay.
When it comes to permitting and also just the building in general. There's 2 other things that he really wanted built there. Because the headquarters itself, the Prairie House, what it's called at Domino's Farms, that was done in the Frank Lloyd Wright style.
Yeah.
But he had also this other thing called the Golden Beacon. It was actually Frank Lloyd Wright's last project that he wanted to complete. It was an unrealized project. Tom wanted it built on Domino's Farms property. That never happened. And his other idea, the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Okay. So he has a love of beautiful, like modern mid-century architecture.
Yes.
And I understand that. I respect that. Frank Lloyd Wright made beautiful houses.
Yeah, great stuff. The Leaning Tower of Pizza. Yeah.
That doesn't sound as classy.
So he desperately wanted to build this. They couldn't figure out how to make an elevator work in it. And there is still a scale model of it on the property.
Shut up, really?
There's a scale model of the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Do we need to go to Michigan to see this?
I think, you know what, much like when I got escorted off the property of the Focus and the Family compound, I feel like very similar would happen to me on Domino's Farms.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about other tenants of Domino's Farms.
Okay.
Because, again, Tom owns it, and Domino's headquarters actually doesn't need all the land.
Yeah.
Right? They have the Prairie House for Domino's, their headquarters. Okay. Michigan Medicine, they operate 17 different clinics there.
Okay.
Including sports medicine, plastic surgery. There's a Japanese language family medicine practice, and a hate group.
I'm sorry, what?
A hate group?
Why do they have a hate group there?
Well, it's a hate group as defined by the Southern Poverty Law Center.
So it's a hate group?
Yeah, it's called the Thomas More Law Center. What?
Why is there a law center that's a hate group?
Because it was founded by Tom Monaghan himself, the founder of Domino's.
And what are they doing?
So this is probably one of the most straight up evil things that Tom has done.
Okay.
So this law center. Let me go ahead and give you a list of some of their cases. You ready for it? Again, and remember, everybody, remember that one time that you got high and your friend said, oh, no, let's order it from Domino's so we can watch the pizza tracker? That paid for this. Okay. We're talking specifically, these are some of their cases. Defending intelligent designs in schools. Forcing religion into schools. Abortion. They're against it. So anything abortion related, they would come and attack. Euthanasia.
They're against it.
They're against it.
Okay.
And they were specifically involved in the Terry Schiavo case.
What do you mean they were specifically involved in the Terry Schiavo case?
They spoke out and actually threw more court documents in there to try to keep her alive while she was brain dead.
That's the one where the husband wanted to pull the plug because she wanted to have the plug pulled.
Yes, she was brain dead.
She had a do not resuscitate order.
She had a do not resuscitate order, and the hospital fucked up and resuscitated her.
Yeah.
And the family wanted to keep her alive.
Yeah.
And it became a flashpoint in a culture war, and it stretched out for years.
Yeah.
To the point where it was on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, and this whole entire thing. And there's images when you see her, she's not there. So he was involved. They were involved in that. Getting
That's
in there.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, and also one of the co-founder that Tom brought in to help found the law firm, he also worked to go after Jack Kevorkian. Because they were against the right to die.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Well, that goes against Catholicism. They were also against gay marriage, and they fought and actually passed a bunch of gay marriage amendments. They wrote the language for gay marriage amendments when they were being voted on at the state level. They wrote that. They pushed a bunch of anti-gay ordinances through schools. They forced on anti-diversity measures for public schools. They were joined a series of anti-Islam lawsuits, specifically where they would target places to be no, they're trying to push Sharia law, even though it was just a bunch of weird bullshit. But it would fall back on the same thing about the forcing religion into the school. Because they'd be you can't force Islam, but we should be able to force Catholicism.
Yeah.
At one point, they defended someone involved with literal war crimes that occurred in Haditha, Iraq in 2005. They have pushed for 10 Commandments monuments to be displayed in schools and public areas, pushing back on the separation of church and state. They have fought about Christmas displays on public property. They tried to get Obamacare thrown out, and their symbol of the Thomas More Law Center is a literal sword and shield, and the sword forms a Christian cross on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so much.
And
I
it's
know.
this is on the same property
Yeah.
as the headquarters of Domino's Pizza. I found all of this just on the Wikipedia. I was just like, okay, remember, mind you, I wouldn't have known any of this if a Canadian sculptor didn't know how to make Charlie Kirk's face look normal.
Yeah.
I literally saw that and went, why am I big spooning Gavin Newsom? And then we are here.
And now we're here, and I am so deeply concerned, but not shocked, because in 2025 this isn't shocking anymore.
No.
But I am concerned.
Yeah, let me tell you a quote. This is a quote by Richard Thompson, executive director at the Thomas More Center in 1999.
Got it.
Quote, our aim is to overthrow Roe v. Wade, to bring prayer and religion back into the school system where it was until just a few decades ago, and return our nation back to the principles upon which it was founded.
I need to tell you something. So a lot of times in Catholic schooling, from grades 1 through 8, it's co-ed. Everybody goes to school together, 1 through 8. And then after 8th grade, you go to separate high schools. Usually, all girls Catholic high school, all boys Catholic high school. There are some Catholic high schools that are both genders.
Yeah.
But most of them are separated. And I need to tell you something. I went to an all girls Catholic high school. I told you there was crime, there was delinquency of all kinds. There is an all boys Catholic high school. There's quite a few of them actually in Philly. And I want to tell you something. There's a lot of little pillow fights in there. Because all this anti-LGBTQ stuff, and they're like, we got to get the gay out of schools. Baby, those schools, I'm telling you something.
Yep.
I saw, I was in theater. Let me tell you something about theater in high school. In my high school experience, if you wanted to do theater, you had to go to the all boys school to do theater because they needed girls to be in their theater. And then we would get boys from the all boys school to come do the male parts in our theater classes.
Yeah.
So like when we were putting on performances, that's how, listen, when you were like, I want to start hooking up with boys, you would join theater, you would join a group that would have you mingling with the other gender. That's what we did in high school. Mm-hmm. And this is brain of a young girl is like, I'm going to join theater to meet boys. I met them. They didn't care.
They didn't care that you were there as a girl?
They didn't care any of us girls were here.
No.
And I was like, I guess I'll learn to build sets. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, you just explained, like a lot of people are like, oh my God, they're pipelining us through this thing. I was like, no, no, we're just finding out who we are.
Yeah.
Just finding out who we are. Mrs. P.
Yes.
I know you're going to know this one.
Okay.
Because you know why it's named the Thomas More Law Center.
After St. Thomas More.
Yes. Do you know who said what he is the patron saint of?
I'm going to guess the law.
Lawyers.
There
Now,
it is.
can I tell you why that's very funny?
Why?
Because I want to tell you a little bit of the backstory of Thomas More. We're going to open a tab on this one.
Okay.
Thomas More was an English lawyer, philosopher, and chancellor to Henry VIII of England.
Henry VIII.
Of England.
Tell me a little bit about Henry VIII real quick.
You might remember Henry VIII. I'm Henry VIII. I am Henry VIII. I am. He had 6 wives.
What happened to the wives?
A bunch of them got shorter.
Why?
Because a couple of them were fat. But a bunch of them couldn't give him a son.
Yeah.
You know, one of them famously, like he was like super horny for this one picture.
Yeah.
And when she showed up, he went, get rid of her. But he didn't kill her.
What did he do with her?
He put her in a tower. They did that a lot. Henry VIII was a adamant Catholic, which is what a lot of people forget. Henry VIII actually at one point had got a medal from the Pope of Defender of the Faith.
Yeah.
And he was very close friends with this lawyer named Thomas More. And this lawyer eventually became Lord Chancellor. And Lord Chancellor was, before Prime Minister, this was like the most important, like think Jafar.
Okay.
From Aladdin, right? Like he's like the guy who actually does everything.
Yeah.
The Hand of the King from Game of Thrones. That's really what Lord Chancellor is. And when Protestantism was really bubbling up all over Europe, which was causing strife and civil war and disunity, all these different things, Thomas More was an avid Catholic, and he hated anyone talking about Reformation. So as Lord Chancellor and as part of the court and as the chief judge of the Star Chamber, which was a secret court that was run that you could persecute people without them ever actually knowing, which is the reason why we have habeas corpus and the right to due process here in America, Thomas More sat there and would sit over all of these these Protestants, and he would have many of them burned. or have all their property taken or, ruin them. But anyway, he was there until Henry VIII decided one day that he wanted to have one of his bastards begin to start to count because he kept having sex with his Spanish Catholic wife. And his Spanish Catholic wife would not give him a son. And he needed a son as an heir because he was terrified that England would fall back into civil war because his house was the reason why England got out of a 100-year civil war known as the War of the Roses. There's a lot here. We're getting through a lot of lore right now.
Roses? Is the link in the bio?
Oh, it's over there. It's right over there. All right. The Bellezza rose is right over there. It's red. But the Lancastrian rose, I think, was white. But the combined Tudor rose is red and white. Anyway, stop that. Don't you ever make a joke again. But all of this happens. Henry VIII looks around and he goes to the Pope and he says, grant me a divorce.
How'd that go?
And the Pope said no.
Yeah, no.
Because the Pope was under control of, I think, the French at the time. And there was a whole thing where he couldn't get a divorce. And even though Henry VIII had a whole legal document that was like, hey, she was actually engaged to my brother who died. And so in the Bible, it says that we won't actually have a fruitful marriage. She just keeps giving me a daughter named Mary. I don't like her. She's weird. I want to marry my mistress, Anne Boleyn. So all this stuff happens. Henry finally goes, you know what? Fuck it. I'm the head of the church. I'm the supreme head of the Church of England.
Yep.
This whole fucking thing happens. He then starts raiding monasteries and more things. Thomas More says, no, this is bad.
Yeah.
And then finally, Henry VIII puts out a thing called the Oath of Supremacy. The Oath of Supremacy is a demand that you have to swear an oath to Henry VIII and the British throne as being the head of the Church of England. Thomas More said no. So then Henry VIII had Thomas More tried for treason and then had him beheaded.
You know what's crazy? What was it called again? The Oath of
The
what?
Oath of Supremacy.
I'm telling you, in about 4 weeks, Donald Trump's going to make people do that.
Oh, yeah. Pretty close.
And then Thomas More, Cash Patel is done.
Yeah. That's about how it's going to go. Oh, you mean like Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah.
This is literally just the story of Marjorie Taylor Greene at this point.
Yeah.
Which, boo!
Yeah.
You do not have to cheer her. You do not have to cheer her.
Don't give her a fucking chance.
Don't give her an inch, okay?
Keep your boot on her neck.
Yeah. Anyway, the...
Proverbial. That's just like, is it proverbial?
Proverbial.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, sure. But I just want to go back to something real fast.
Back to Domino's?
No, back to Thomas More.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, this is about the Thomas More Law Center.
Yeah, because he's the patron saint of lawyers.
He was canonized in 1953.
Okay.
Because they waited a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't until right around this time, I think it was 2000, he was labeled as the patron saint of lawyers by Pope John Paul II. But I want to remind you something. He lost his case. He lost his case.
Yeah, and his life.
He is the patron saint, but also to become a patron saint.
But what were his miracles? That's the question.
I didn't look up his miracles.
Oh, how do you not? You gotta look up miracles.
I just went for this part because we're opening a tab. I got more to talk about.
Miracles. What were Thomas More? He doesn't say what his miracles are. You gotta have miracles to become a saint.
Well, it just said he was canonized. Wow. I just moved on with my life.
What
from
if
there.
he got in without having a miracle?
How about this?
Okay,
how about this? We need to get back to the Ave Maria University.
Yeah.
And more information about that.
Sure.
And then also the list of all of the pizza companies from most evil to least evil. And more.
Okay.
Well, after this, and while we take this break, you can figure out what Thomas More's miracles were that made him canonized as a saint. We tried to find the miracles. I immediately discovered that I flipped a number. It was 1935.
Okay.
1935, he was canonized. Began the process of
I looked up miracles.
canonization.
I couldn't find any. It says he just got it because of martyrdom.
Well, I don't know. There's supposed to be miracles.
Whoa, there's supposed to be miracles.
Yeah, I know.
If we learned anything from our episode about the
first millennial
saint, is you have to perform some miracles.
And he had some miracles.
He had miracles.
Yeah, I know. I think.
Wow.
What happened though, actually, when this came out, when we were scrolling through the veneration and looking at that, though, it did come up that the British were like, absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah.
But that being said, actually, Thomas More would be smiling himself. Because King Charles recently went and sat next to the Pope, and they had like a whole moment. And it's not closing the schism between the Anglican Church and the Catholic Church, but there's something there. It was like a big moment. They were like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's taken almost 500 years for a sitting supreme leader, King of England, supreme leader of the church, to be sitting next to the Pope.
Yeah.
And that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And that only happened because woke Pope.
Woke Pope.
Woke Pope. We love a woke Pope, folks. We love a woke Pope.
No Trump.
We love a woke Pope.
No.
He's gonna excommunicate me. Anyway.
God willing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to Ave Maria
University.
Ave Maria University.
Where I am applying right now.
You're gonna apply right now to Ave Maria. So the thing is like I said, he gave up on Michigan.
Yeah.
He did.
Okay.
But he came up with a new place to go.
Where's he gonna go?
He's gonna go to the last bastion.
Of
This
what?
is Tom Monaghan, the last bastion of freedom and liberty in the United States of America, Mrs. P.
Philadelphia?
No. I want you to take a guess. Further south.
Further south. Washington, D.C.?
Further south. Liberty.
Baltimore?
Freedom. Sunshine.
I really don't know.
America's dick.
Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
He opened it up in Florida. In 2005, Ave Maria, Florida was founded. Not only is it the university, he also founded a Catholic town around it that follows Catholic principles, was the big push that he wanted to do.
There is something about Florida. People want to open towns there because it's like, you're telling me he did, and then Disney has a town, and then the guy that does the paintings has
Thomas
a town.
Kincaid.
Thomas Kincaid has a town.
Because they're very, very developer centric.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to get the Florida State Legislature to create a community district. And that's exactly what they did in 2005. The Florida State Legislature created the Ave Maria Stewardship Community District, which allowed for the planning and the infrastructure inputs of the town and the university. And Tom had many ideas for his Catholic town. It was all going to be the university in the center and the town around it.
Okay.
But it was a slow start at first because he wanted all of the businesses to come in to also, like under like a weird HOA agreement, to also follow his very strict hardline Catholic principles.
Oh, so if I had a franchise of a Domino's, my franchise had to follow your Catholic rules?
To be in his town.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and when you look at it, so the big issue they really had was with doctors and pharmacists.
Oh, because they didn't want the doctors to do certain things?
Well, and the thing is, it wasn't even about abortion. They didn't want, he was so Catholic, they didn't want the pharmacies to carry birth control.
Oh, come on. We got birth control.
Or condoms.
That's so crazy Catholic classic.
Which is insane because Italians created condoms.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. Like, it's so crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, this is now, to this day, Ave Maria University has been founded in Florida. They have students.
Okay.
And Ave Maria, Florida is the fastest growing community that was founded in the 21st century in America.
Wait, really?
It is rapidly expanding.
So when I get into this school, we're going to move there. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, no, it'll be great until it gets hit by a hurricane.
Oh, that's all of Florida.
Yeah.
Now,
you have the school. You pulled up the school.
I see a Newman guide to Catholic University. Okay, yeah, because Newman is always, schedule a tour. They love athletics, football. Okay, Ave Maria University dorms. It just looks like a regular college.
Yes, it does, Mrs. Palmania. It looks like a regular college with a good people. You make sure you only eat a fish on the Fridays, huh? You eat a fish on the Fridays, huh? You don't want to make sure if you use a condom, you know what happened, Mrs. Palmania?
What?
You go to hell and you die. We sell indulgences. We don't teach about the Martin Luther. We don't teach about the Muhammad. We only teach about Thomas More. And let's circle back to the beginning of the episode.
Okay.
Because this started out with Charlie Kirk.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. So that statue, the reason why that statue exists of Charlie Kirk is because, again, this is a hardcore conservative university. And they're trying to inject the conservative values deeper into the school and tie it to Catholicism. Mm-hmm. This is a whole big deal. The reason why J.D. Vance converted to Catholicism. And then, you see this push a lot with, especially among young men, having them scream Christ is King and all these other different things. There's a big thing about Catholic converts and people trying to return to the church. Many of themselves calling themselves traditionalist Catholics. Ugh. They weren't born into it.
If you're not born in, it doesn't count.
Also,
anytime you see anybody on any social media where in their bio it says Christ is King, you're about to deal with the worst person you ever fucking met in your life.
Or the purple cross emoji.
Yeah, no.
That's the other one.
No.
But especially people who get Catholic traditionalists about that, they are hard line on this. But I had to look it up. Charlie Kirk was not Catholic.
No, he was evangelical.
He was evangelical. But just like everything else that's happening now, there is a claim that he told someone that he was going to convert to Catholicism soon. But what's crazy is knowing history, this is what has happened with almost every single famous person.
Yeah.
Every single famous person, especially if there's a sudden or tragic or just like unexpected death, they were always on the verge of a deathbed conversion.
Yeah.
Because right before he crossed the line, it's like, oh, the king, the pagan king, right before it happened.
He said, I believe.
He went, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I love the Pope and leave all of my lands to a monastery. Into death.
Yeah, death fart.
That death
Big
fart.
deal.
There's always a death rattle fart.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things. And so again, they are trying to take, because they're also trying to co-opt, it's again the thing that happened with the anti-abortion movement and others. If you actually look at religion in this country, there are more atheists than any religion.
Yeah.
Because atheists are one single block.
Yeah.
Right? You have atheists, you have agnostics, but in the 70s, the right realized if we label all of us as Christian, we're a bigger block.
Yeah.
Because before that moment, you had the Catholics fighting the Southern Baptists, fighting the Lutherans, fighting the Methodists, fighting the Episcopalians, as you're going down all these different groups, the evangelicals showing up, all these different ones. And so this is one of those things.
But the
again,
evangelicals don't like Catholics.
I know.
It's like their whole thing. They talk about it all the time. How you're not real Christians.
They hate Catholics and they hate Mormons, but all of them are under the umbrella, especially of Republicans, in this weird sort of way. But again, the other part of them of being like super wanting to be huge into Catholicism, as you know, as somebody who's been to a Catholic church, especially in the Northeast of the United States, or even to areas of the South, when you go there, the services for the most part are in Spanish.
Yep.
So they're like literally shooting themselves in their own foot or hand, however you want to do the stigmata on this one. But like, this is just one of those things. So this is them trying to take this viral moment and inject it into Catholicism. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they made a not a great clay sculpture.
Yeah, they went to a Canadian sculptor. That's the part also that gets me. It's like, you couldn't even find an American. Also, you could have 3D printed this and be done faster.
Wow.
Because this was this.
You could have used AI.
Honestly, I'd be fine with you using AI.
No.
Shrimp Jesus, big spooning Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what it should be.
Cutesy.
Okay, now, Mrs. P, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go down our list of most evil pizza chains.
Okay, so I feel like Domino's is at the top of the list.
It is,
right now.
100%. They're literally...
Yeah.
Their founder is literally funding a hate group.
Yeah.
Also, this is very similar to the way that the founder of Home Depot founds a lot of legal groups whose whole job it was to strike down student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, because
there's a whole thing in there.
Yeah.
Fuck Home Depot. All
Forever.
right. So number 1 is Domino's. Number 2, Pizza Hut. And if
Why Pizza Hut?
If you want more information about that, you can watch my Mexican pizza rant that is reposted every single day by some stranger. Because it's part of the PepsiCo and all these different things.
Yeah, okay.
And just in general, I know you have a good feeling about Pizza Hut, but
I have nostalgia because it was like I loved Pizza Hut growing up because it was a once in a while treat.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't eat pizza anymore. So it just lives in the back of my mind.
Now, you ready for the least evil
Sure.
pizza chain? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Pizza chain.
Pizza chain.
Got it.
Because I'm sure, I mean, the least evil pizza place in America.
Corner store pizza spot.
No, it's the one in Philadelphia that you love that hires people
down north.
Down north, and they hire
ex-cons,
and give them training and like help them get their first job on their resume. Yeah, and they have this incredible lamb
pizza. This guy.
I ate 7 of them, and they're like small personal pan square with.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about down north.
Are we not? Because now it's something I'm gonna Google. Just to make sure.
We're good. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the drum roll. Our number 1 least evil pizza chain is Little Caesars.
Little Caesars?
Yeah, you want me to do a quick bio on Little Caesars? Little Caesars was founded 1 year before Domino's in a suburb of Detroit, Michigan. Mind you, all 3 of the
Why the fuck is all this pizza in Michigan?
Well, I looked up. Pizza Hut is from Kansas, so, whatever. And none of these people are Italian, by the way. Not one of these people. They're like, hey, you want a pizza? No, we're too lazy to figure out logistics. Anyway, All of this was Little Caesars, founded 1 year before Domino's. It's a suburb of Detroit, Michigan. The company was the brainchild of Mike and Marion Ilitch.
Okay.
And this is a quote from USA Today. I found this article. This is from this came out around the time when Mike passed away. On August 31st, 1994, Rosa Parks.
Okay, wait, hold on, let me sit up. Rosa Parks.
Yeah, Rosa Parks involved now.
I definitely didn't see Rosa Parks showing up in this story, but go ahead.
Okay. Again, August 31st, 1994, Rosa Parks, who's then 81 years old, was robbed and assaulted in her home in central Detroit.
Holy shit, okay.
A judge called Keith, a real estate developer. Judge Keith called a real estate developer, and that real estate developer owned some apartments. And the judge called him and said, can you find a safer home to put up Rosa Parks?
Yeah.
The real estate developer pledged to find her the best home available. But when Mike Ilitch read about this and then heard about Judge Keith's plan and this real estate developer's promise in the newspaper, he called and he said, I will pay for Rosa Parks housing as long as possible.
So the Little Caesars guy paid for Rosa Parks' housing until she passed away?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Also, the Mike Ilitch, the owner of the founder of Little Caesars, he also bought the Detroit Tigers from Tom Monaghan and turned them around. At one point, Tom Monaghan from Domino's owned the Detroit Tigers and was running them to the ground. He also he owned all these different sports teams. When it comes to Tom, everything Tom owns sucks. When it comes to Mike, Mike's the fucking man. Also, babe, you know how I know this dude fucking had to have just been the coolest guy.
Why?
And again, do not get in the comments anybody in Detroit to be like, oh, fuck the Ilitches. That's fine. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right? I know they're billionaires. I know that they own a bunch of fucking properties. I know that there's going to be stuff once the company gets big enough. That's not great. But look at this guy's fucking haircut. That's how you know. Okay? That's how you fucking know. That is a toop for days, babe.
Bro, this guy don't give a fuck.
No, but also, he's so good. Look at that one.
Look at that smirk.
Look at that smirk.
Look at that smirk.
This toop.
Okay.
He's got a Timberlake-style toop on, right? And nobody's telling him nothing.
No.
Because you gotta be beloved for
He
no
said,
one.
I'm not going to Turkey. I'm paying for Rosa Parks to have a place to live that's safe.
100%.
Okay?
100%.
Fuck out of here.
And I'm just here to tell you that the fact that no one ever made fun of this clear wig.
Yeah.
You can see the gray hair sticking out in his temples.
Yeah, on the bottom of it, yeah.
He's got red hair on. It's redder than my hair. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And nobody said a thing. Nobody was like, here comes crazy Mike Hill. Everyone's like, hey, that's our guy.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Yeah, and also with the Rosa Parks thing, nobody really knew. It wasn't a big deal. He wasn't like, hey, I'm going to step forward, be a good guy. He was just like, listen, I got it.
So,
which is good guy shit.
That's good guy shit. So I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear about this. You saw a terrible clay sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
You opened a tab about who made the terrible clay sculpture.
Yep.
You took us on an entire ride through Michigan, down to Florida, and the Southern Poverty Law Center showed up because there was hate groups involved.
And I took you all the way back to the English Reformation.
Yeah, then Henry VIII showed up.
Yeah.
And we're closing it out with the fact that Little Caesars is woke pizza.
Yes. The wokest pizza out there is named after a Roman dictator. That's where we're at. And that's what this show is. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all those fun things. Join us at pearlmania500.net, our Patreon, where we will have a after party.